Lama yedan sanje janse bawoka chedan jene jonga soje ko anduji na gaji ya hole jibe o beza arali ho za ho ba ho beza samya deshe ho o beza arali ho za ho beza rage samaya dam deshe o beza arali ho za ho ba ho beza samaya deshe ho o kaga kai kai sawa ya raja sa buddha buddha vishasa yama abe mara beza daga nage ni anda yama malin gare samaya rashenda mama sawa sade mabaya sada ya deba ya dir mewa thazika tama deka ma tama sawa kada se sukam bishda sai ga bayda ho bebe so Om Kaga Kai Kai Sawa Yaja Raja Sabuddha Vidha Vishasa Yamada Ava Maramazan Yama Malingarida Samaya Chenda Mama Sawa Siddhamaya Siddhaya Devaya Dira Mevat Zigata Madika Mata Mama Savakada Sesukam Bida Saik Bayanta Hom Bebe Soha Yogene Sabari Vara Aragam Badi Bebe Doban Alugi Gede Nundi Meza Yogene Sabari Vara Oma Kanoma Ishimane Kosan, Roa Jala Chas, Chino Jekano, Kondo Bishi, Jineja Verinjo, Tiniana La Chas, Sije Metrian Chava, Tendere Kacho Omoyo, Nine Geno Chevesi, Ome Shina Nijijo, Nijiyo Nashi Nagi. Nanze Chebra Kamamura, Najudagi Jojo, Shene Sineta, Ivanjo, Jumeli Nanjiros, Dagi Chizazaya Pamach, Demba Trube, Trube Tobe Sinjation, Jeje Naje Kambongis, Temadane Dagin, Hirokabe Jejevo, Doje Sumoni, Nibuch, Lave Ruji. Nato Juve, Mosho Doje, Cheve Nume Jedaji, Kajur Choge Rujan Daja, Kongelina Jiza Kusali, Mosona Kayi Soche, Panena Rota Vajizo. Daja Kaju Gabe Jund, Saju Lama Choki, Jichen Santenya La Sabchet, Naju Daga La Sandabi, Kaju Gabe Zongshi Nyoto Sho. Dana Sije Taje Daba Kaju Do Chiba Zelo Su, Jitenda Jitele Debe Mutu Malubas, Jizun Doje Nanjume Dana Sije Taje Daba Kaju Do Chiba. Jitenda Jitele Debe Mutu Malubas, Jizun Doje Nanjume Dana Sije Daba Kaju Do Chiba Zelo Su, Jitenda Jitele Mutu Malubas. Omo ahu haori, omo ahu haori, omo ahu haori. Uzichu no cho ujian kandu porane be adurut, yoyon kodan jeba chet, ya doje uzichu bugu chane suvaraju. Gereza kumu kumu kunti soshi shama shadat, maam başnında kaka kaye kay. Homo gereza kumu kumu kunti soshi shama shadat, maam başnında kaka kaye kay. Homo gereza kumu kumu kunti soshi shama shadat, başnında kaka kaye kay. Shana adipati maam beşaza başnında araga padi bibeduwa. Oma gereza kumu kunti soha oma ahu. Chile ko mali baba baba. Chila soha ta oma le. Ha ho re oma ahu ha. Oma ahu re. Tabe porane nano tole chube toj, tenson koje zo do yekuro baden nomodi. Yonde zena shinje poran, zanle deve kote ne shone, dogan somo nando reman, baden la monde yekure. Konde konje damo yisho, kanson damo mamo kadro zo, yoshin rije. Seva sedan ha ha gobat, tenga lina gana nara. Nena kao trazon, Shijong Modi Yunjuni, Toshe Jetan Hucho Rishuna, Doje Dena Peche Sanye, Nala Zeda Baden Sajan, Jaga Bamadi Yunjuni, Changsha Marusi Yunjuni, Jaga Bonsa Mambuta, Nala Sona Yunjuni, Neje Changde Yunjuni, Gaden Shinzo Kashu Poran, Jaga Jeve Ten Songkon Jesu, Neje Boshe Chungwa Doje, Doje Shonin Yunjuni, Chime Haye Kansan Damat, Tamase Mutude, Neshot, Nejen Zengo Chemo Siraj, Kodan Jeba Dijude, Cheba Ujan Kandu Yudan, Rajene Nejeden Jeden, Deve Kandu Yungu Dudu, Dabu Yungu Sulo Chodo Jevete Sun So, Rosa, Nolame Kasan, Bedo Kula Nejudeles, Rimbe Sejede, Shadama Jejebedo, Zage Pepera Dado. Mashan Kali Rumo Dayish, Tana Pension, Yeto Jinse Nahanyambe, Revje Nyembe Yanjam, Yeme Yishi, China Sanga, Tam Shiri Guru Ho Ha 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 Hirga Mame Meza Hirga Bama Samaya Sedo Hirga Samaya Manbala Diju Meba So Khema Somana Sava Sedi Meba Yaza Sava Kama Samizaj Guru Ho Ha 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 Ho Bama Meza Hirga Bama Samaya Sedo Kaya Damo Loyene Jeba Dane Jeza Tegan Gombe Sabaradze Ishibanarani Latime, Jidebanarani Soshibara Churu. Davechi Murchitindo Deva Om Doji Pama Niga Han Yang Momush, Karari Moga Mujim, Treva Shin Samachi, Chizo the Hong Jango Traja, Ela Tamjela Pe Dugazinjik, Moanam So Churu, Sumbani Suba Hong, Mungiana Giana Hong, Homogiana Bayangiana Bayahong. Oma Anaya Beza Oma Sumbani Suba Oma Giana Bayangiana Bayahong, Oma Anaya Beza Yoda Kaja Mama Rujin Ruajam. Sala Gubasho, Chisingoda Pawamas, Medo Dudan Jetson Tony Sorumas in Yedani, Kala Juvenes or Chibusho, Lamusama Tamsis. Tiju Soya Choto Samati, the Mande Dagine, Daja Jason Zimmy Juju. Vajra Yogini Kyabje Zong Rinpoche Yase to narodame Suwane soliji Sanchen loche zamba pandi Sanju muje deje shira Sama jase nanda melu Suwane soliji Loje chamwa lache saja Loje se choje se sona Loje zamba zonye trabe Soane sone jiye Saje beje kaje kibe Sason jibu tuje pabe Saje deze shade chuje Soane sone jiye Tube mocho naza tabu Tucho kebe debe chuje Tuje nije madayano Soane sone jiye Danye duwe jamu jawa, danye chenpo jaya nage, dache shuje ludu jasen, sovande sone jiye, kaje nyame jesu dore, kaje drupa dunze losa, kaje sanche mawa shenze, sovande sone jiye, rena chanwa lapson jesu, Reje chada gongye ra, reje zobo jetsen kankyo, sowa desa reje yeshe, chenpo jasu chada shalo, chenpo kunji sowa chenra, chenpo kuli dabu mochen, sowa desa reje yeshe, nyeje jasu neku nesa, nyeje manda lusa punso, Nije bhage dinje chunme, soane so nije yeshe, kade dinje chada kankyo, kade doje nidin rowa, kade loje dhamma bhamra, soane so nije yeshe, doje kunje lanje nenzo, doje manda losa chumra, doje bhage jime wampo, soane so nije yeshe, Naru kaju medru lasna, naru bhajan nebura nomba, naru jela deshe nimbo, soa deso neje yeshe, naru kuma druve nimba, doje zumo medru lasna, doje zima losa yeshe, soa deso neje yeshe, yusum yawa kunche chinsena, jiru druve dani doje chan, Sawe lama losan sonyula, soa depso enke yeshes, Jeres namo kachu nyal jordan, Zore ume nyal jorgompe, Deshe neje yeshe chewadan, Kachu gohando bara jinji. Sanje shedan soji choran la, chanjo bado tane jazo je, Taji chenye jeve suno je, Droba venje sanje droba je. Sanje shedan soji choran la, Chanjo Bado Dani Jabzi,
Dagi Chuni Jive Sunandi, Dola Bindi Sundi Dubyo,
Sanje Shudan
Chanjo Bado Dani Jazoche, Dagi Chuni Jive Sunandi, Dola Bindi Sundi Dubyo.
Cheba Masijan Tamji Chidan Nyo Yanda Bazo Sanje Gobo Ruchi Chin Tobaja. Te Shada Tambi Shuya Nama Dava Sen Yabe. Golon Chanchi Sen Rumbuchi Leva Se Dabne Sen Bara Shu.
To the development of the precious bodhicitta motivation, that is wanting to attain state of enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. So, with the question of motivation, accordance with the precious bodhicitta, please attend to teaching.
Tasenge Shugi Samdila. Oh, Limda. Dagame Memagi Poor de la Poor Rangi Jama the Lela Giovanni. Rangi Jama the Shutsarichi Kazan.
That the path named as Take Me Lam and Poor practice. So it is of two that the personal training and application on action, right? Now we discussed about the personal training.
Ta lela jurwa de lejur jevala ya rande da jende ni saje tanya di de kasan he shya ki po di ki saje re. De je ine jende yo mare rande ki jan su shidu de ka ma do mil po je ke shibura tisuna yo mare.
Now the application onto action, we classified that under two, as you remember, for the personal concern and for the concern of others. So for the concern of others, that usually you wouldn't find that in others, that in this practice, the way I have classified it is the way the transmission you receive in this particular one.
Ta rande do leju chegu chona rangla chide da ni chingi be da ro chong chide chong do na chide yung do na ta do ine be mal chide chong sha slang so pho ma je che chidu de che korim de che rin ru che je chö je je dong so gang yang che ni be chide do ta de che chiru mu de ya gi da da de ke shi mu re je den de na rang chile la ba yo ma re rang so le ga ji yo ma re che zang yung do sa ji yo do je lang so be Teacher Salena, Toma Maras Melur Muchindi Dondala, Surin Sun Jamba Domalamja, Chudenchi Meludi, Kale Mamugun Rujavachi, Dambatan Java Meludi, Hajang Jenda Mira Luchiri. They are Shavuji in the Bato, the John in Yalendo Jetuna, Shirayavore.
So, the application onto action, as we discussed earlier, that one really should be very careful our ability to see the signs, the definitive signs of the death and so on. So then one and even if one sees that one's death is very certain and it is very close and so on, that one should try to do the practice of longevity or to extend one's life and so on through the offerings or through the longevity prayer and ritual and so on. One must try one's best to reverse that death and extend one's life as long as possible. That there's nothing is more precious to a personal life than one's life. One's life is the most precious, for which one is most fond of, and one should never think that I have a place to go, so I should take that chance. That one should try to extend this life as long as one can. This precious human rebirth is invaluable, that inaccessibly invaluable. Like, as you know, that what causes the precious human rebirth, the cultivation of the proper morality, the extension of the generosity, and a grand offering behind that, with so many of such hard conditions, materials of the causes, that we have obtained this precious human rebirth, not only a rebirth, but precious human rebirth with the encounter with teaching. So even if we could live 2 or 3 more days, that will be extremely beneficial, so we should make the best use of that.
아니 제대 응원에 전에 보고 노는 나사도바 마중 공원전도 보아지고래 보아들 레주 인자 순대 거라이네 알라마 건디 알라마 사벨라 가르사 알라마 라베 도지네 알라마 건디 도지네 조마 소아데서 다주 진지 사람 보아 테브리 진지 냐나 가주 줘버지 나시 토간데면 자드스 사람 보아 용버 진지 세야가 살라 보아 테브리 진지라스 다 순대 가보주래 보아 아테다 거르다 디레게 소아다 아니 까메바체니 힉스나시 아이샤다파 메데 사바세 야바 양 사바세 빠주마도 마파웨트 무고체 두스네 아니 되게 안되네요 바 아니 나서체 좋네요 삼바 되게 안이죠 수순도 마토바 좋네 제로 당시 정화질을 소 미방무저 제주 권런도 주 디레로 제네니야 되게 안에 보고 있는 So, now for the application onto action, as that says, and in the prayer, that it goes like the great Dodge Nelson, who is the quintessence of the old gurus, that please bless me and to be able to train myself in the profound path of the transparency of consciousness, and so on, and bless me to be able to have the full training of the profound path of this Four training. Now, at the time of the actual application, that we only just switch that word to be able to train, you say to be able to apply it, to be able to hit the or teba or the applied, so that you will find in the recitation text that you have to switch between when you are training, you say, may I be fully trained, and when you actually do it, may I be able to just hit or apply it correct, or may it hit the path all right. So before the onset of a real acute pain, and if you could start doing the visualizations and so on, and even if one is unable to get somebody who has a very pure samaya with you, and have him introduce or orient you with the visualization. Now, where you do it is that you keep on saying the hik, but you do not say the ka to bring it down. You just keep on saying hik, and then in this way, you try to get to hit at the heart of the guru, and this you'll find when you get the text to the prayer. Missionary, Tando Pajo Singay Jumari Chuzula, Lucy Michel Loboconol, Perla in Mijis and Poma Determining, Portigu Nenda, Martin Nenda, Lama Chimbutina, some Jimichabayori, Lama Betileman, Chichava Maimbe Dubaro, Senior Kajapola, Yabushitayori. And Anaji Chibagi wishing you in poor John Yone Jagger, Mane, Tamajaran Jamichis, Poja, Missions on the Poja. That's on them. Miangul Pan Roy in any Chicago Rodilla, Gujo Tonsha Manna, who Chedo in and Lamsada Poja in the country. Read in a 또 송차에 있는 남시통 차유는 양수 구고리 공부샤도 럼바다 구조 수에는 구조제 나신 구조 제바이는 아니 공부야 제쇼제 공부야 선부치다와셔도 미다모리야 제는베 제다와셔도 야 선부그 미바체 야 조조 대대케제 제쇼제.
So now when you do it for the others, I do not know if we have a culture here that to request for transference of consciousness or not. Most likely no, but it is very common in the Tibetan society that almost nobody spares that without a transference of consciousness is done. So if there's a highly respected lamas around, they try to invite them and they get them done, or the other lamas, and even some great practitioners may not be a lama, but they are really well trained in power and they do it well as well. So, but in most cases, that many of the families, they make sure that departing person gets a poor practice or poor done on him. Now, it depends. The main thing is that if the dead body has been touched or it has been dead for a day or so, then we have to first generate that person in front with the first level letter of the name. So, by speaking the word of truth, then you call that person back. And this line which I just recited, that this is this line which I recited, you repeat it 3 times and call the person back by speaking the word of truth in front.
Number Sheba, Seba, Pado, Kansun, Dori, Rutine, Jiduch, Jideji Kankana, Jandir, Kejinal, the Chibajuch, Poada, Jamaji Chivari. Seba, Pado, Sri, Pasela Yoneri. Dori Rus, Jival and Sanari, Dori Ruch, Chidi Yoneri. Tajini Chinan, Kormasanji, Koramutan Sori.
So, now, I recited these long lines because I wanted you to have the transmission, right? So you received the transmission of the oral transmission, so you heard it and you have received the full transmission of the text this time. Now the just what it in that says is that that wherever that being is, either in Bardo or in the 6 realms, or any kind of bird within the 4 different kinds of bird and so on. Of course, if he is in Pure Land, then need not be called back because he is able to take care of himself real well, doing well. So,
Dori Runa Jineshi would Menduri. Jineshi la Padoya Yori, Zuchiro, Padu Zuchiri. Dori Ru Su Jineshi and Dur, Jineshi Bukama Imado Yamari. Jineshi Sadi, Treshi Chiwa, Goma Chiwa, Ngani Chiwa, Zuri Chiwa Jiri. Tejibukano do called Chisa Yamari.
So, all four kinds of birth and in 6 realms, right? So by mentioning that all 4 kinds of birth involves all the beings of the worldly existence, as you know it well. That if we are to take a birth, we take it either through the heat and moist, or by through transformation, or through egg, or by through the body. So thus there is no birth that which one could take other than any of the 4. Whereas when we speak of the 6 realms, so the 4 kinds of birth is far more encompassing, that it in short includes all the beings of the whole worldly existence, that whoever takes birth has to take birth with any of those 4 kinds.
Jideji Kang Kana Yujan, San Jideji Kang to the Kosamamu Yori. Jideji Kang to the Tabe Shinkandra, Rinzing Shinkandra, the Layuna, Tsukuji Yomari. The Jideji Kang said, Jibe, Koen Jibo Yosage, Jibe Ten to Jube Shinhamji Kogori. Zabalin Jione Shambalata, Ruputala the Drill Chidiuna, Kosh Jibe Ten Mamba, Teza, Kumugori. Jibe Ten said, Wada de Maimado Ruj Jisona. Kurangwa meba, Ridu no Kuruke, Kue Dome Dangasungu Dome, Yoya, Vidanjiri, the Zanji Vidanji Shana Yona, Kuwari, Janji Kangana Yoja, Keji Tanji Yozan, the Chiber Judges and the Yober Judges and the Levage, the Kuba Judges, Jorida. So there's Tassun, the Mavaja Ranga Toganda was a Mabuja Tabushi true in the and she will now shake away and tell us who and Suku you may be Vaja. Chajuka Goya to the Beb, Dok Hernegi, Cha Lamba Nashe, or Kusu Neves or Changni, you do not shit to the zoo which is some don't worry. Now she goes to the Atom Shedges Oje. She Atom Lenzaki Shed, Simagazuru, Mabu Mansirichiori, Carbo Imala, Madon Chevach, or the Legigan number to go ne, and in the Checho of Joe the Marshal, Nigala shoe. Taku Sobo Nashi, Geshe and Konye. So
now you invoke from, and in following it says a lines that it says, and wherever in the world of the worldly existence, in whatever realms of the worldly existence. So realms of the worldly existence here involves that existence excluding like the Pure Lands or the Shambhala and so on. They here worldly existence that where the person is subject to fear and anxieties and so on. The person is subject to the suffering and predicament of the 6 worldly existence and cyclic existence in general. That the wherever he is, that be in front, or be, or that come forth here, or come and be here, that you may, whatever you say, just chi, which means be here at this instant, and you call and bring him forth right in front where you have visualized him there. So where you, now the visualization part, that while you say it, try to think that you generate forth a red light in the form of hook, and which brings the consciousness of that person in the form of the white short the dash, the short atung, the white atung with the slight touch of the redness on it, and it enters your visualized person personification, or visualized person in front from the corner of his head, and upon upon the arrival at the heart, then he is able to talk like as if alive now.
Shike the bodily yonani, Marasole, Simba de Sim de Sewa, River Tower, Shen Kohenji Yuri. Today is the Bodumu Jigine Deche. Bodumu Jigine so good Sasuna, Amjo Yomakotun, Logu Seri, Bodumu Church. Bodumu Jundon some del nurture. Bodumu Jusha Bodu Tudu Pishamamati Mare, Maras Bodumu Duducio, Jamana Le Yore, or Teniche, Bodumu Majin, Bodu Sundeche. And you call her, don't do any. Tamete, Juna Lone Gorete. That's the thing. Don't do any, so you get reachable. So Nieda Chewa, getting reachable. Jiva Tama Chewa, Sabe Taman Zevayi, Sa Teva Taman Devayi, Chisani and she wore, so Sabe Junior Luja Sewari, Teva in the Pan Devori, the Chuniri, Tamje to get Chuni, Puju Jibu Chewa me, Tamje to get Chuni, Chunajibu Chewa Mari, Kangalo to then the Mandatoyo Mari, Chos Dumu, Chorasin Sindri Majesiado. Ani Tawalo Sadu, Nunye Sola Macha, no Lujo Sola Macha, Toganza Sola Macha, Chanang and Sunes Machat, Kajushin the Lesiado, or the Chashin Majes. Rajo Padumu Suta Diduciore, Tendone Turi, Macha Chashin Majes. Chana Ani Chorogan Goja, the Ponya Hoa Mevange. Jizu Dojin Jumala, Chosun Shitu Ranjung go a Jan Johnny, Genchural of Roche and Terry, where poor Lans, that Chen Dramani, Chosun Tuji, where Chosun, the Javashiru Randa the Jenny, Churabe, Churan, Sungi, the room, Shenji Chibula, and Pamato, or just so Luni, and the Tashin to Yaja, Yinza, Churoga, Nihu repeat in the Soa Tub Show, and Churashego, Badu Sejela, and Badu Dubaji Shayone, Kake Nega me, Chunagi Goana, Ju Labu in Seattle, Tineki, Keshato Yori, Tati, Chunogi, Kanga Jugo Mari, Yandy Lumrita. The next just saw Nigi Chin in tops, Homa Isingi Chin, just saw Nigi Chin tops, Domajo, Tita, Tonayani Tere, Chaji Maje, Sintri Maje, Choli Gabe, Choli Kiba Messiah Yonde, Titsi, the Hajaran, Hijumare. Shin Jiba me, Shin Sing, Messi, Malingus Chidrete, Kashana Leon, Kashana Mew, and Tetangore, Tetan Sane, that Melija duty, Ijim Shevaja Wemedo, and Cherong and Goja Punya, Dindojina, you might change rounding as the Chigi, Cheron so out of Asia, Rajut Chavares, the Tagit Sulamu.
So now
the Uresu, Kadimam sharing a loan doveres, Juma Picharadon, then I your and the loan of Duoris.
So now this one that is again a transmission that what you said speak to the part of being and you receive the transmission. Now they as it goes, the part of the beings, they have a very clear mind and also they're clear and also they are very intelligible and and if you are to do the Bardo orientation, you can do it here, or the Bardo requests in the Bardo state that can be also done at this point here. You can do it for him. And this is our short one, of about which I gave you just a short pair here. Just as it goes like this, that you need not feel that sorry, or you don't feel because the end of death, end of birth is death, end of collection is exhaustion, and end of the meeting is the separation. That and everything is within the bound of that truth. So that's not exclusive for you, and so you need not be worried. And here I'm invoking that you do have a protector, you do have a shelter or the guidance, the infallible love and compassion of the great Dojnel Joma, and who is quintessence of all three jewels. And I'm here to offer you the transference of consciousness through her, and without letting you be on the path of the Yama, that you are going to under her shelter, and she's going to lead you to her abode. And so you make the request here in this manner. And so now if you have said the long sadhana, that's all right. If you haven't, then you do the instantaneously arise yourself in the form of deity and send out a jektor. That is the dharma with 3 lamps, which we sent out during the beginning of our teaching to evict the obstacles. Now with this mantra, which I just now said, that you do the you visualize the Vajra Yogini on the crown of head of that person. Now, only thing you need to do is switch the visualization. The earlier you visualize on your head, now at this time you visualize the Vajra Yogini on the crown of head of that deceased person. You visualize in front and make the offerings and all those to the Vajra Yogini, and also say that Sundip, there's a requesting line, like you're the great Chizun Dochin Eldrama, quintessence of all the gurus, and I make a request to you, and so on, And also Pardo Sundip, Pardo as Pardo, and Sundip is requesting line which is done in the Pardo for them. That should be also set here, and it is very short, and the transmission set. So now the Padusund, that requesting for the, as you said, quintessence of all gurus, the great Vajra Yogini, please bless me to be able to apply the profound path power on, apply or may that hit the tepa, or may that really hit or apply it. So when you train, you say, may I be gain full training on it. But when you actually apply it on yourself or on those persons, then you say tepa, which means may that hit or apply it right.
Rongon so you know Chechuri, Rongon so man, Mibajan, Sombu Jayo, Tea Kobana, the Zad set up. Saumati, Wani, Gio Bado, he won't, ya, tell Povatima Dobachi, Pogazani, Mavachi, Pogaji Kayak Sudi. Or Tenisi said that another Shibunashi, Telly said, around John Nashi. And the Sunday Chaba is a Lama, Lama Jizudo, Jinajuma, by Sosun Shitu Rajago, Korin Betingla. Najuma Zang Maimba Lama Yidan Soju. And Honaba said two Chimbu with the Shibulishit, Shazaniji Chenba, by Joju Nangiva. Rangi by Shibu Roy Ched by Niji Chimbuche by Shibulish, be niji ko ne long de ku ro che ngo ren de bu che so de an jo ma na shi pa ren ba ko de la me to ga ma wo se cha ju da bu ma chu shi bu na shi ba le de ni ya ten ba ta che rang ge he se ka lo je ni ya pa ro da ni shi bu ko ron de che ne na shi pa ro da ti haru bu ru che ne cha chu che ne do ji ne ji be ba ga na le ya zu ne be ba ga ne ya be yan zu ne to ge bang yi le se ji tin be mi ba je to se nyam ba ja bang yi da de su sa ma nyam ba ja ya ye sa sar to mi ba be lam sa da ga se da ne hi sia cha su ji nga ru do po ma bu je cho re lo de bu ma chung ga ba to je cho re ya ye shi be ko na shi til ga bu de ki char me se da ya de ya be mi ba ya yo chen hi sia pe sia la me to ga gas ji ma re ka ge so de pe de do yi me de si ne tam ha ba ji ma re o ya be la me to da do ji ne ji me to da yi me de mi ba che nyam ba ja yang se sa ba de on re cha kha she pa pa ge ni ho yo re dan ji so sa ma de chi gon de cha sha.
So now if there's dead body lying there, then you can just wish or now if there's dead body, then you are just beside the dead body and doing it, right? Now you visualize this central channel that without any hole in the bottom at the center, and then the opening on the crown of head, and seated on top by the great Nelchoma, and surrounded by, again here, all the gurus and Buddhas and so on present there to give their great concern and love for that deceased person, and to wish that whatever you're trying to perform, that to be successful in it, Now, when you so then you visualize the namshi tigle, that consciousness in the form of ball of light, so ball, right? The white ball. You visualize consciousness, and on the top of that wind at center of heart, as you did earlier, or sorry, inside that sushma, then and the extension of the light from the heart of the Nelchoma, and that holding the ball and supported by, helped by your recitation of word hik and so on. So all this combined effort, now it goes up, the consciousness is led up, and you keep on saying hik, and then try to think that it has mingled with the syllable at the palm of the Nelchoma, and then Nelchoma, and when it is one is with it, then say pe, which means that, and try to think it became inseparably blend with the wisdom of non-duality of bliss and void of the Nelchoma at heart with pe. Okay, so you can repeat the same action few times until you really feel that it has been very effective and you feel convinced. You can repeat 5 or 6 or 7 times until you feel that you really have some feeling in yourself about competence, that now it is really well done.
돈도 로드베 페르베서 다바카지 시간에 야베 다바카지 시간에 야베 와다가 람선나 10분 남시데 토가 방이를 마체네 요 틀린 남바체도 늘라 체네 메도지 기승도 와체네 람선다가 아니 바우칸로 간에르지 네 지글을 랑네 베 바우게 이나 카드를 르르질론데 르드 주지자 람선베 르베 조바질랑 랑네 되게 람선 베네 가지오모다 등조의 셰통 두슬에 쳐버피 마을에 땜베 대화 옆에 바우 내주면 예물속에 소패스 슈베즈로 쳐버피 아니 현재 숨투 추도스 쉬주라 담바드 지수 때문에 더니 냐냐 탈침버 지주라 숨 섬버르 미버 수행신 제거를.
So in that state of bliss and void, then you on that equipoise you contemplate for a while. You contemplate for a while and then try to think that by the saying of this mantra, Benza Mu, then try to think, they're being so happy. They're just like a businessman who had a great day that just try to move, along with the great elegance of dance, then shoot herself towards the Kyabje land. They're like a shooting star, and or just move herself to the Kyabje land like a shooting star. You try to think. Now, at the arrival at the Kyabje land, try to think then that consciousness ball which comes forth from the palm and placed right amidst a blossoming flower, then assumes the size of a instantly size of a great daga or the guinea, or in form of the complete form of deity, and then they're instantly making a grand offering and so on to the great Chisuntos Neljoma and all other dagas and daginis around and so on. Or even these visualizations should be done by you.
Lama da yedam yeme chegore yedam be za chimbuju sanje chentra lama bingo salo madon chelo yamare chelo lama da yedam yeme le suwa shuta bu ta ngone rane ge be yabu chena pema yogu gore lota chobu yabu chi gore ta ine ngara su le khati dan neba shibu mensa dende ra yogu mare pwa di ya chi de cha so na su su tu jun ha je ja ba chi ge So
now at these points, that most important thing that try not to forget to visualize the Lama and meditation deity, inseparable from each other. That one should never leave the Lama down. That and deity is someone real high and Lama is someone on a separate seat somewhere low. That should never be there. That one should try to always take both Lama and meditation deity inseparable from each other and make a strong request and so on, then it will work. And also one should be very decisive and convinced of what one is doing. And also, again, since we are beginner, or we may have little questions and so on, so there should be some sesame seed, white sesame seed, which you have blessed while you do your practices. You should carry that with you. And add that with the Dutsun or the sand powders of the mandalas, accomplished mandalas. And if you have pose as material of power, so we
Zoom Padraja, Ku Gamba Kolo, Timachinchilla Poba Ine, Kushi Tsayone, Deva Jayata. Nason the Chide Yone, Jamaki Chogatan de Travajo, not the Juri, Dovato Chogaton Yo, Teresa Travna, Comesuna Yashin at Halichi, Lula Midogi Chabo Person.
So, for materials, and also that's sesame seed and sand, and if you carry them in a small packet and try to put that on the crown or head of that disease and use some butter to stick it on the crown with some butter, then that will also be a good substitution for the poor practice. Along with it will be a good supplement of what you did, and also be a good substitution for poor practice. And it is said that if you, even you throwing those sand and the sesame seed, blessed sesame seed, and throw it on the cloth of such a diseased person, that it's so helpful for that even he is born in the lower realms and so on, that he can be relieved from that existing pain and be born in a better rebirth like that of as a god, and enjoying the shower of the flower instantly and so on. As such is the immense benefit of doing these things.
Dolo de la Jamongo de Vacation, the and the Chuchudan, the Tunzig, the Jovan Hagachuji, the Miro, the Chogaton Ayori, the Nemazo, building to Sucheta Jeshimari, the Jene Payori. So,
and you should also say the add more prayers and so on. So what I was talking about right now is not only about the transference of consciousness, but I was about the Zhongwa, or the purification negativities, or the Zhongwa, which means purification, that you can do the purification on the dead body, or you can perform that Zhongwa or the purification on the bones, or you can perform that on the cloth, with soiled cloth of that deceased and so on, and by blessing that with the ablution of the water from the ways, and by all this means there are as many as 11 different ways of doing the purifications or the Zhongwa, 11 different ways of doing the Zhongwa, and it is done quite largely in Tibet. So now about the text that you asked Geshe-la, and you received the instruction and you received the transmission of the poor practice, and the detail about that you'll know when you get the text, and if you could render that into English and get your questions settled with Geshe-la, and that will be helpful. You should train yourself.
Zoringi Godma Legioda, Zoringo Shebala Nanga Pamus was a Trishi, Chok to the Shubeka, Sambago Netella Institute, Tatombo, River Shosiadi, Samijatomo Imbachi, and Juji Zobari. This on the Jedo Yasolebe, Rebus, Sinzi, Nirva, Sinzi Chavasya Chiva did the Yushabari, Yuya Kares, Sinzi Madonguya de Nazuchi, Jebu Majozam. Shabuni, Jonga Zigi, in a tree, Nunu, Gongu Gonguja, Della Sinzi Saji Jenny, Sinzi Toyago Lusujio. The Majone tree che yomari, tree chebit, joyomari, the Sinzi Disha. Saniba Nanga Kaja Drube, Kaja Zor Drubala, Zorin Jirimbaji. That he said the Chi Kaja Drubi, so they were Sanji Gomodoya Ready in Sanji Gomodrobala, Chenani Yoza, Nanga Kaja, Chi Kaja Zor Dru, Sanji Gomodro, Lel Havaduchi, Aranzol, Sambar. Anzo Nanga Kaja Druba, Zorin Gon, Sendela Lamson, Zorin Tobacho, Majuna, Kabuzeori. Tele Nigerian the Zoch and Sendel Kaja Shigan Chilero Chena. Zorin Lamson Jigre, Sanjay and Jubu Togre, Sijig Bedilla to Chechogre. Today in the Chi Kaju Zodu, the shed Sarita. That longer Kaju Duabe, Chi Kaju Shikani and Romeva, Jubu Sanjay Guyuna, Zorin and Jobu Gongore.
So, the essay says, Take Lamki Kizu Dojo, they may be instantly be liberated to the path of the Dake, so Dakelam, which meant the poor practice. Now I'm going back to the long prayer, okay? Now the next starts, in the next one verse, that is the verse on which we pray for the uncommon, inconceivable yoga. That one verse is praying for the unconceivable, uncommon, inconceivable yoga. Now and then follows the Simjing or the act of the holding the mind, act of holding the mind. Now this is done when we have most extensive teaching on Vajra Yogini, and also that's way it is done is the dividing the whole, breaking up the whole session into 15 days, and each day students are assigned with daily practices and so on, and daily visualizations and practices, and during those days this teaching is given, that a day is set aside or special section named as the activity of holding the mind. Now this I'm going to leave out this time, but you don't miss anything from the whole length of teaching, that I'm going to miss it, but it does not make your teaching incomplete if I leave it out. So next we will be discussing about the Dzogrim. Now Dzogrim, that is, it is for the actualization of the inner culture. Dzogrim for the inner culture, and for primarily to actualize the outer culture is the teaching on the Kirim or the developing stages, and primarily to actualize the inner culture teaching on the Dzogrim. So for us, for a beginner, as the practice of the completing stages remains quite tough, so we primarily concentrate on the actualization of the outer culture first, and to get it to a culture land and so on, upon where then we can maintain our remaining practice of completing stage, and then attain the state of enlightenment. That then once we have attained the outer culture, then everything becomes possible, that everything is, the enlightenment is there, and also that without much hardship one can attain enlightenment, one can benefit sentient beings, and so on. So, but since we have attained the enlightenment as well for this life, we have to work for the both goals. So our teachings on the Dzogrim now starts. Lai. So, La.
That Zorin Gumba, Zorin Koran, Pena, Julu Junyam Juba Noje, Donda, Jesu, Donda, the Shenwa, Mashenbo Goya Yomadan.
So, in order to do the Dzogrim practice, that we have to know the meaning of what really Dzogrim is. That without a proper knowledge of what is the Kirim and Dzogrim, that one can't meditate.
Dinjo Zajun Le, Jisen doja Jobadam. Nanju Sante Yewa Ni Sonyori, Tsini. Jisen do cha Jobadam. Do cha Jobadam. Nanjuru Sante Yewa Ni Tsini Dvalodali.
So now these two lines, I'm supposed to say, excuse me, I won't be able to. So Rinpoche will give the explanation now. So now from the root So from the root Tantra, it says, though all the teachings are encompassed under two. That's Sutrayana or Sutra. And in the Tantrayana, the first is the Chaju or the clear Tantra. So now Do, and next it says Do as Sutra and Cha as clear and Chu as clear Tantra.
Do Cha Jobadam. Nanjur Sante Yo Nisu, Nanjur Sudu, Nanjur Jure.
And Neljur, that means yoga, which is Yoga Tantra.
Sangta Sudu, Nanjur Lame Jure.
And Sangta, that meant the Maha Yoga Tantra, or the top of secrets, it says, which means the Maha Yoga Tantra.
Ta sanga ta judi jiche, sangta che, rwa, judi jiche. Ta jige nanda parchen tiba tela sanga zade me, keba chame sunga rilaba kale javne, tso sadna rugu he. Tama tsuha la majuwa ya sanje sa yo mare, sanga jigo, parchen jigo ke sanje legi mare. Keba chame sun zo ne, tsu sanga la shugu re, ani sanje cho ridi yo re. Ta judi jibu te, tsichi luji sanje ji yo re de, ya lame la majuwa du sayo mare. Tama kangala sanga lame sangta la shugungi shadari.
So now the Sutrayana, Sutra, that where it requires the accumulations of the merit for 3 countless eons. And whereas Tantra, in Tantra there are 4 levels of Tantra, right? That Kriya, Charya, Yoga, and Maha Yoga Tantra. Now, even in Sutra, that after having struggled through the 3 countless eons, but at the end, again, a practitioner must incorporate or enter the path of Maha Yoga Tantra, without which his enlightenment is not possible. And also, in all 4 levels of Tantra, that one could attain the state of enlightenment, but at the final, that one must adopt or enter the path of the Maha Yoga Tantra to be able to achieve the full enlightenment. So there's no way.
Sangta tad loguya de tarduk diri. Tashu gushi kanga dusage tatusa de dere. Sangta lame judi ki belamji na majuba sanje sa yamare jawre. Sangtas tarduri.
So as it says here, Sangta, the end of the secret, end of the anta, ta, which means very end. It means that that is the end of the secrets, without which, without adoption or without the help of which one can attain the state of enlightenment. So thus it is named as Sangta.
Sangta lame jiju la phaju maju niche.
So now that Maha Yoga Tantra, or the topmost secret, it has 2, Phaju or the Father Tantra, and Maju as Mother Tantra.
Maju tila dongju ji dang jiwa cha chu che.
And Mother Tantra, as earlier, there are 160 million different tantras.
This sumbe nani Tongjuji the Jota Toge nani be Lang Sama Sandeba, Nyorowa, be Chodo Jobanovi, Kolo Dinjori.
Now, amongst those 160 million practices, or the Tantra, in the groups of Mother Tantra, the one which includes or one which incorporates all the path and which is the speediest and which is the most superlative is that of the Chakra Samvara.
Kolo Dinjo Dela Yang, Nenjo Mandi, Dinjo Be Judan Dinjo Le, Nyuwa, Juba Chungwa, Jezo Be Chala Tamje Tsangwa, Lado Lang Dewa, Kangan Dudeke, Nyu, Bele Hawa, Tab Dewa, Nyanso Lang Chiju, that did a short Jubachi, Yomari.
So, especially in the Chakrasamvara practice, this practice of Vajra Yogini, again, extremely speedy, or the fast, and Trebadua, which means that very less in elaboration, very few elaboration, which means very compact, and which has all the parts and components of the both developing and completing stages intact, and also which is very convenient and easy to practice.
So
now the menga or the instruction of the Neljoma, now it has two, it falls into two, the Kirim and the Zohrim. Now, in order to actualize the outer culture, our primary practice should be Kirim, and that we have discussed already. Now, to actualize the outer culture, the teachings on the Kirim or the generation stages that we have covered or that we have received. Now, for the actualization of the inner culture, the teachings on the Zohrim.
Tala Zobe Majilan de Vusumtima Lawata, Tayashe Sarida, Tundu Dimi Goya Yama. Sorry. Lady Chade Oman, the Mabunga Tisha. Kuda Chajamala Sore, the Yushi, that in a Mondomoji Jesum, Dambola, Tomo, member Tomoa. That the Chiringatella, Mondo, Moji, Gina Sunche, Chitang, Rava, Mondo de la Tomo, the Tomo Maiba Niche, Tombo Tomo, the Tejuniaga, Medaba, Lende, Kue Nimi, the Jet, Tomo Lanji Jujamoche. Tomo Maimba de la Korongi, dear, or Kasanga Jirin Gogi. Johnny Mahachani, Chidri, Jefferson, Tomo Maimba, Jefferson, Dorsin, Lamena Juji, Tijedi, Gondruchi. Jesu Niji, Jebe, Jesu Niga, the Jirin de la Java Checheni, the Chimejang, Javada Chechen, Javada Checheni, Javati Kuala Research. Chejela Ngajeta number Niche, Ngajeta was the Senadruba Niche. Cheta Jira Luigi Sinzemba, Zobe, Majilan Devosun, Cheta Jira Luigi Sinzemba Siade, Yeche Chirin Goya to Zober, Senadruba than Ngajezu Drubache. That Zobe Rimba, Naso Lambala, Zobe Rimba, Jilam Devo Sunche, Je Lam Devoche Sunche. So never Chuya Mota Juni Turns. Yada, Jete Learning of Shirashet Way Omari.
So now for the Zogrim, before we recite the text from the table of contents from the Tantra, that where it says that for the kirim that we have 3, so the things need to be done before the session and actual session and post session and so on. The before session, for instance, preparatory. The preparatory, that's of 2 kinds, like are required understanding of the precious human rebirth and impermanence and death and so on. And the understanding or realization of the law of cause and effect and worldly sufferings of worldly existence and so on. Now, uncommon preliminary of this practice, there is teachings on the taking of refuge and generation of bodhicitta and Vajra's teachings on the Vajrasattva and Guru Yoga and so on. And also then followed by the action of the working on the divine pride and clarity and so on. Now to discuss or to begin with Zogrim practice, now it falls under 3 tables of content, the Shi as base and Lam as path and Tebu as result. So it falls under those 3, and Shi or the base, again, that we need not go too much detail about it. Zogrim de Shilam Desums. Zogrim de Shilam Desums.
Dini karagari mamshes kwederi.
Mare tinya ngunru deya. Ngunru tumo wada tumo mai bai ni so ater.
Tesu yeve da lerwa chiri ko she sarwa. Kuzo sabat ngoti che. Da. Jilan devo sumbu de ma shen ba la zori ya bo togu yo mare. Te za jit je lam devo sumbu na ali ji sanlo ji se de ji ko ne su. La debe jimba. Devo ngodu chebe jimba sum shen gore.
So now without a good solid understanding of the base, path, and the result, that one's practice of the Zogrim won't be successful, that one won't be able to carry on a proper Zogrim practice. So what is base here? That is how we wander about in the worldly existence. Base, how we wander about in the worldly existence. Path, that how we progress ourselves on the path or course, or Lam-Döbe-Tu, how we progress on the path, and result is that how we attain that goal or the result, how we attain. So now the base, how we wander about in worldly existence, it is a very tough question, and also most of us do not want to have any interest with it. But the fact is that if we do not know how we wander about in worldly existence, we would not understand how to cut the root of it. And we are the wanderer. But we do not know how we wander about. So we have to know that. Now how we do is initially that ignorance perpetuate the karma, and because of the karma we wander about.
Toma mariba dela le jundela mimbu mariba.
So that initial ignorance is of 2 kinds. The ignorance about the law of cause and effect, and ignorance about the tekonani or the truth.
Legio Kadejisani, call it Reagil Zani Maro, called Kogu, Kuta, Tomazawa, Kolerale.
So ignorance about the truth or Tekonani as the suchness, we can say, or that is our grasping of the grasping, the grasping of self or grasping of inherent, about our graspings. So that because of that because of our graspings, then of true existence, then we created or we have been committing all kinds of bad and good karmas, but whatever, that all this karma causes us to be within the bound of the cyclic, vicious cycle of the world's existence, and it does not allow us to break free.
Tabe le junde hakokhe, jiwa chima ngesong nruwa tibe, yema diba migyo zim, gyo yabu che, hoda bada je khengu me dige, lende da muba yomari, lende de tembu ji shembari. Shemba yene de, te khona yene mube, wangi rang jebu chinyi de, chewa chima jebu, sendela jebu, yabu jin de ne, ani, gyo gyo sa. Gyo hoda bada jebare de, gyo digi chewa chima lalichi, melichi, ada hatun sa jebu jaju, jaze lati chigumarwa. Tene chi rinla kuwana diche nyaju yore. Te tsawa nyomu ba, te khona nyela mube mariba, denzen kuyu kuyenda lana, kono nyomu kuyenda lawa yinza, kuwali tuya ke lesa matu bare.
So, a person, one who is well informed about the law of cause and effect, and one who is not ignorant about the effectiveness of the cause and effect, and one who does not want to suffer, and one who does not want to have the bad consequences of one's own acts of the non-virtuous, but non-virtuous, then trying to be a very scrupulous life, leading a very scrupulous life of avoiding everything what is negative and so on. But yet being the ignorant about the truth that's grasping, as still there, then however hard he tries, that all he achieves is about his birth as God or as human because of his scrupulous life, and that birth, how long will it last? At the most about 100 times as God or 100 times as human and so on. But yet within the worldly existence, since that kind of motivation is again activated by our grasping of self, which is a delusion in itself.
Lende la muba singe de gidi lende langdur mashenga tige gyoda debagin debu mashenba che nga sambe nga zenti ye cheza ti go ne lo de ni kha yu je yu ju chang su je ko mo ku me su be so je ko be me gyo na ma na su su de da le be rang ji bu yu yin de be na ma na so je wa yin za ta ko su na ma yin be le sa nge su na le sha da long nge su na de ta ju me bu ru che ne ho da su na ma yin be le sa ba.
So a person who is ignorant about the law of cause and effect, and above that, as he has a very strong sense of self-preoccupation or the self-grasping, atmagra, and feeling, so because of that, then wanting to be happy, that hungering for the happiness for oneself, then involves himself in all kinds of acts of the cheating, dissimulation, dishonesty, and so on, in order to bring happiness upon oneself, which in fact, being ignorant about the law of cause and effect, and brings suffering upon himself, and always end up in the lower realms, and suffering in the hell realms, and so on. And because he keep on creating the non-virtuous karma all the time, which brings the suffering as a result.
Ta lende ha ko khen dige migyo len zim da pang de to marwa migyo be hoda je zim gyo ju jinge dige so much Gumamago, the Gana Migo, Jumaja, but you Huda Jingendi, Sunagi Lesa. Sunaji Lesani, call it Yomari, Chivachama Dinuchi, Lalaji, Milichi, Chivakashi, Jivu, Sunaji Lesa.
So, a person who is not ignorant about the law of cause and effect, then though he can't, he refrains from the non-virtuous activities. He refrains from the non-virtuous activities or abstain from them, but he can't abandon them. He can't abandon them. So he's, because of his act of abstaining or refraining from the non-virtuous activities, then he is able to achieve the higher birth like that of the human or that of the deva and so on, but he is always within the vicious cycle. So, a person who is a little more advanced than two earlier, the one who is trying to have a strong revulsion for the sense of this worldly or the cyclic, and then trying to avoid that, then doing the strong concentration of the shine, the shamatha, and also the penetrated insight, combined effort of the penetrated insight and the shamatha, and with which he is able to maintain a detachment to all the delusions of the worldly, of the desire. So he is able to develop the all detachment upon the delusions of desire, and thereupon he is able to achieve the four samadhis. That first samadhi of so that with shamatha alone, one is not able to have so one won't be able to maintain the detachment upon all the delusions of desire. Neither one can do it with attainment of penetrative insight, that one needs much more refined concentration of the samadhis, now which we won't be able to go in detail this time. But as such a person with his strong practice, doing the detachment upon the delusions of desire, and attaining the all four stages of the samadhi, and even goes in the formless realm and the finer concentration of the nothingness, and even up to the peak of worldly existence. Such a fine concentrations he gained, but which he assumes to be the tarpa or the nirvana for himself. So he feels that when he's on the nothingness of that is fourth level of the formless realm, then he feels he has attained the nirvana, and because that is the most happiest place in the world's existence.
Masa you shit Majole, Sematondia, Tabale, and then Medusa, Tabalo Quota, take a chubung later with Tall Quota, Vicengi, and Giorgio, Iji, Mijiku, Yavana, Yawagi, Nan Yavaduachin.
So, but yet, as he hasn't seen the truth about the voidness and so on, because of lack of the proper teachings, lack of the encounter with the right teaching, then he finds that he could stay there for ages and ages and ages. But when toward the exhaustion of the karma to remain in that state, then when he finds that he is going to have a now fall, then he realizes that even the nirvana as such is not a dependable happiness. Then thus he feels that he is failed on. The nirvana as such is also not dependable, so he feels, blasphemous, or he just give up on even on nirvana, which is a very negative. So most likely he falls in one of the, again, a most dreadful hell realms.
That in some system of Pataja, Zume, Nujuji, Sunday Ji talking Gomure, Shineda Laton talking Hajang Gomure, Marauts Dematoba Inza, Shinel Laton the dentist, Chivachima Zuzumele, Chinamanya, take a singing watch it. Twilegumari, my legumari. That on the imitates Chakaze Gunshane, Tomo Mariba. Tumanya Mado Vicenge, Denzen Ku Golung Cheva Inza, Golung de Denzen Yosan Meba, Toma Mariba inside Meba, Mariba Sabe Ledela, Niva Nujeji Leri, Ko do it Leri Mado, Kotaba Tuagi, Juji Yomar Kola.
So, that for us these days, let alone for us to attain that kind of subtler and subtlest of the concentration and so on, we do not even have the equipoise, nyumjushi, and so on, that we do not even have those. So, and whereas now as we do not, so because of the initial ignorant about the truth and ignorant about cause, we create karma, which is laid on the karmic formation, second named as duchi or karmic formation.
The lady Mugares, lady Sinjung None, Simba Singed. Sinjo de la Suandushi, Simba River, Yila Cheva 2, Sing Saman Kula Yunge, Gondunga, 2 Simaimunda.
So,
Simba did it, Legumo, so Simba Yijile knows ya did it. That's Simba Mushin, you shall show.
No, that then what is karma? So, what is karma? That karma is simpa, and I will say the approximately thought here, or motivation, or the thought that simpa, please you can have the pen, and there are 5 kinds of the all-pervading, all-following mind, which is named after as Gundo Nga, which is found around all the awareness. Any kind of awareness has those 5.
Simba Soandushi, Riba Yela Chevas Gundungari, Sim Samen Kola Yori, Dumba Shira, Temba Dingens, Melba Sangaba, the Yungari. This in Kangoku Kola Yomari. Dana Sijunga Jutaji Yori. Mazu Sanluka don the Sim, the Sijunga Ye Chitu Yomari. And Kureshi Kanehago. That Rabba Chivina, that Nanzu Lesaya to Givacha Chene, Tindeja Kuejuri. That one. Nanzu Tabo Toyagile with Gresa Wilson, that took on the Niela Bestandor, Tomani, Denze, the Trishi, Denzig on the channel, called Kogres, Yadishena, Tony Bera Mato, and called Nijuga Sambachini. Nijo Chesona, Nijuga Gondalong Leti, Tabo Toyagi Juji Guyor.
So now there are 5 kinds of the mind, right, which are named after Kunto, that which follow all the mind, which is found around if it is a mind, right, which is found with every mind, which are found with every mind, and they are 5 in number. That and sempa or thought is one of them, and also there are the 5 others which are named as unique or the ascertaining minds. And in short, we have as many as 51 secondary minds. And that for us to really understand these subtleties of the karma and so on, it becomes again an imperative, indispensable to understand the real state of our mind and all about these minds and secondary minds properly. Now, then what we have to realize here now to get back into the actual teaching, that issue, that we have to realize that we must understand emptiness, and when we realize that whatever we see with the grasping of self, and the grasping of self as mind being the tuishi or the erroneous mind, and with that understanding, then with that understanding, and if you could have some sense of revulsion towards the worldly existence and develop a sincere urge for liberation or renunciation, then whatever activities or whatever acts we do, that act becomes the cause for the liberation.
나라도 천대를 지상로 동원들 내가 가르치네. 다 공론기 교와, 총대지 교와, 모녀지 교와, 기딜은 줘야 될라. 신중기 제대로 마무 자주요다. 다 공론도 조제. 공론 천대를 상로 동원들 내가 강제 교와지 공제 너부터 대체가 정확해야 요 말에 그 천대를. 제대로 팬의 팬말에 마 팬도 중래.
So virtue as such we could classify under 3. That's a virtue because of the motivation or kunlong kikewa, or virtue because of the tsungden, and that I will leave in Tibetan for the explanation, tsungden, and virtue by nature or ngonyi kikewa. So there are 3 kinds of the virtue. And see, whatever virtuous activities which may appear virtuous, but if done just for the interest, exclusive interest of So, whatever virtuous activities which may appear virtuous, if done exclusively for the end of this life, then that benefit of such a virtue does not go beyond this life. So beyond this life. And second kinds of virtue, right? By the virtue, but thought, if the thought is virtue, but by the very presence of that virtuous mind, all the mind around it, those also become the virtues. That's second tsungden explanation, by sharing 5 things in common.
That's what they show.
Now let's not discuss about the remaining others. Let's get back to the virtues by the virtue of thought or the motivation. This is our practical. So let's discuss about the first kind of virtue here. So whatever virtuous activities we try to commit in this life, just for the end of interest directed for this life, for instance, with interest of like I will vanquish my enemy, interest like I'll take care of my near ones, or I will make myself popular, or whatever interest you do for this life that ends in this life, and none of those could be carried on for the next life.
다 고롱 디죠 치마 고롱 땅 치천들라 돈다 메도 천디 야니 거르제네 진리루서레 개죠 치마 치기 누우선 고롱 바제네 치마르베 함미고 홍지도 내손 마지와치 조로제나 삼네 하는 겨들 지기이나 디 치마 팽그레 코알이 주고 말이 그 치마 팽지 그 코알이 지야기 겨리 지 치마 함미고 홍토야기 겨 대수나지레 생게들이.
Now that thought, if we could make it a little broader and extend its horizon, and think that we should try to do something for the future life, that to do some virtuous activities for the future life, directing for the well-beings of personal well-beings for the future life, and to any kinds of virtuous activities concerned or motivated by such a thought is what we call Sunam Kyewa, or the word meritorious virtue.
That's Jima Lami Kubuto de Payamido, Koan the Code Sadmeva, Parujinia with Macode, till a quality Trubachi Jurocha, Sambe, San Luyuna, that called the Sheriff Jina, Kuatsawa Denzei, but the Hakone, Tenijini, Denzenga to Shinjava Hakone, Deme, Tonya de Della Pogo, the Shingri. Tijana, and Tombanyege, Manzenji de Gona Malonani, Kusavan Lady, Niva Duji Le Mare, Koapeji Le Mare. Te Hamago Keji in a Georgima, Nelson Suda Quada, Rudegre, Taquad, Samicopona, Nibo Mendo, Koali George Gagno, Sakono, Tedejige, George Chigina, Tabatundu Nebe, Konuchi George Sana, Ko Yijun Dujechileri, Koapejileri, Koali Triale, Mareti, Ku Dujele Yinaya, Dujele, Pebata Mesomba. Go che corre giusto Rebuniga Chane, Sebe Timoton, Sebe Pejur, Sebe Timoton, Yang Sia Tirita, that those rivaton you do, Nesole Shema Lord, Denucia Glesa. Denu the quality Shema Lord, quality true legend, and Ruyu, says Hanzu Yuga Samba Yapuchi Rochena, Lady, quality Triag, Tabatoyag, Gizaj Sato. Kora Janjung Tabato Toguyo Mari.
So such thoughts, then when it again finds that even if I can assure myself a rebirth as a human for so many times, or as a God for so many times, again if there's a relapse, and should I fall back in the lower realms and so on, so there's going to be no end to that, the chain of the cycle. And when we see that, when one sees that, and motivated, driven by such a strong urge of breaking free from that worldly existence, then whatever virtuous activity he does, that though with such a strong sense of the renunciation to wanting to get out of worldly existence, if he is now in this case, if he is sharp and intelligent, then he would understand that that is the plot, plot of the grasping of truly existence, that which blocks us or which keeps us within the bound of worldly existence, and that grasping of truly existence is the one which we need to cut in order to break through, and so that I may not have to come back into the worldly existence, and come back. Whereas other than that, if one hasn't found that much, then at least with a strong sense of renunciation, wanting to get out of the world's existence, whatever virtuous activities he does, though that activity is still a karmic formation, but it is not a regular kind of karmic formation, but it is uncommon, since that it has a stronger motivation behind that karma, which makes it uncommon. And such a karma becomes a geta, or the root of virtue, for the liberation, that though not single by on its own, but because of support rendered by the understanding of the renunciation.
Maribe Konando Le Salu, Mariba de la Kende Yume, Never Nuji Legi Kende, Kolago Kende Yume, Suma Namshi Gitola Bachajalo, Namshi Gimu Kende Yime, that in a jewel end the Mizu Trulu, Chiche Trulu, Tela than a river Trulu, Soa Trulu, Tempa again Shidu Gashitu, Mare, Selene Sebasun Trulu. Yuma land to the Josula Najana, Geo Trulu, Gashi Trulu, Jatende, Ella Juni de Shangwari, then the Ella Juni de Machine and Kodan Kolu de Machine Body. That's a Kage Machine Bajan Anton, Lamsachi Gunji, Tumba Gunkendo, Labun Kendo, Labun Junior, the Dungi, Chisrache Mato, Lamabu Munde Maran, Ramaran along the Kandajigo, Lanabu Gunde, Naran Rajigo, then the old Karime, Tumba Karime, Michel, Teregunden, such a show you
So, now we have to understand when we talked about what really is initial ignorance, right? That we have to understand that real well. And then there are karmic formation, as we were discussing here, and how that karmic formation lays the karma on the third consciousness. And then fourth, how the main name and forms they form. And fifth, there are entrances, how they come. And sixth, the feeling and contact and feeling and craving and grasping and existence and how they activate and so on. And 11th, the birth. And 12th, the aging and death. That how these chains work, and so on. Without a proper understanding of these, that our meditation on the bliss and void and so on is not well founded. Like for instance, when we don't understand what really we meant by bliss, and when we try to when we don't understand what really is emptiness, and when you meditate on a red color deity, and the red color too, just ordinary kind of redness, or one who is looking red, or black color, a black man like. And then in such a bliss and void about which you are so ill-informed, so then whatever practices we do, it won't be too progressive. There won't be any gain and landslide progression in one's practices without basing oneself on the understanding of those what we mentioned earlier.
Zorin Gumbale, Jikoe Nesu, Landreve Jimba, Devongo to Chisu Sun Shevore, Jikoe Nesu, Latanango, Tendi La Juni Shen and go back to Dore. Tawano Pumunga Shenea. So Pumunga Shengware, come Joje Shengware, Chichi, Juni Shengware, Demashin, Donia Gonta Shengumari, Dame Zetan Shengumari. The day is a Tuzali, telling a shit to Gumari, Mangu Shidashi, Chunun Gobu. Our Mangu knew the Sabatin, Dayusha Sangre doing.
So, in order to teach Dzogchen thoroughly, Dzogchen properly, that we need to know and we need to understand that how she base, how we wander about in the worldly existence, lam or the path, that how we travel or progress through that. And third, the debu or the result, how we attain it, how we achieve the result or the debu. And so, in order to do that, first to discuss about the base, as I explained with the 12 dependent link just now, that we need to know more about it and well informed with knowledge about the 12 dependent link. Of course, it looks a little bit confusing, Then let's discuss with 5 aggregates or 5 skandhas, or 18 elements, or the 12 entrances, and so on. And without a good understanding of the 5 skandhas, 18 elements and 12 entrances and so on, we won't be able to establish the dharmic, the selflessness, or ni atmagra. So ni atman, or the selflessness, we won't be able to establish it properly. So, but if you go in detail this time, it only confuses, or then at the worst, that you might feel it looks so confusing. Why shouldn't I give it up completely? So I shouldn't confuse it too much. You might give up on it then.
내가 가르치고 내가 자 그거 자주 심 요 롱게 내가 제네 아 공배 고디잖아 배디동 로야 되라 내가 가봐 요요티 맞아와 자동차 등주자니 요래 아니 가르가르 공고 가르가르 제고 되레선 대동 집에 타부터 집에 사마야로 전주 그래 공당신 거 말이 제산시 지 류지 내 신고야 그 조선이 되래 류게 셰오디 셰두잖아 내가 자 그 들어 요 롱거버 자주 송거 거니 셰네 류게 내수디 정말 제시죠 신고래 달리 되지야
So establish the voidness and so on, and how we are to seek it. And now, at least from the 5 skandhas, we need to know the form skandha. The form skandha, and we have to be informed about our own form of body. That to understand the form of body, we need to understand those 3 at least, neba, as the formation, tsa, about the nadis, gurba, or the label, the bodhicitta, or the creative fluids, yoga, or the motion about the wind. And without these 3, about the nadis, and the creative fluid, and the wind, that we have, these are the material with which we work in order to find the bliss and understand the voidness. So thus, our understanding about these becomes indispensable.
다 지코의 주니에티 가지요. 다 랑고메르 말이 니바 랑고메르 말라 가고 알으스나 조링게 고야 되와데 내래 의세 심지 주니 의세 신세 세리게 내려와 나 주니 무슨도 모두 저가지고 고고요. 다 될라 민수미 다람으로 같이 신치지셔도 같이 신도는 상제를 상지셔도 제 먹고 셔도 어다데 내게 계셔만 상상지어래 나라주의 자제치부치 자체치들라 가로고 자체치 노로고 자체 뭔지지야 되도 어디래요 가셔게 내지고 뭐셔도 다나면 다주 지어도.
So now how we progress on the path. Now we have to have the teachings on the identity of the symmetry, or the clear lights, or the identity of the clear light nature of the mind, and so on, or the identity of the mind, or that the Mahamudra, that there are all kinds of labeling, there are all kinds of different way of calling that, and some say that the Buddha as such is within the mind, and we need not to look for it anywhere else, and on, and just there are lots of talks about it, right? So what we call is the Mahamudra, and it has 2, the accordance with Sutra and accordance with the Tantra, Mahamudra.
Chiaga Totela, Cadero Chegurson, de la Chuya Musuda, the Tongi Ishi the Chuye, Simic Chuye, and the Musutemba, the Junior Temba Nije Yata.
So now the fourth path, now what we look for is the actual generation or the actual achievement of the pristine awareness of bliss and void, or the simultaneously awareness or simultaneously generated bliss and void. Please get the Tibetan as well. So, and that chuni, the identity or the nature of the mind. So nature of the mind, now that has direct orientation and indirect orientation, the two steps. Direct orientation into the nature of mind and indirect orientation into the nature of mind.
Niwa Chuye Muta Juni Dunsu the one day, Jilam Jebusu, Jikwe Najat Sarche, Lam Driver him but the Chuye Mustem of the Jun Devani. Teta with the Shen Hiji, Chuye, Simi Chuye, the Mustem but the Jun Tembachi, Nis.
So now the second, to get into real, the path, how we travel on the path or how we progress through the path is of two. That direct introduction into the nature of the mind and indirect introduction into the nature of the mind.
So
that has to be explained through the illustration.
Jasu Chembo Tarimbo, Tongman Jasu Tango Chona, Jige, Dunyo Heji, Jasu Chembo Singer Lesona, but nothing Kadu Jisurova, Balo Chadu Truba, Chuse Mango, Socha Mango, Jiba Yoke, Patan Rimi Tonke, Nada Chudi Deva, Jiva Gentilegi or da Sultana, most temporary, Jasungo to temporary color. Take a sound to the Jimbaresa, just to Shadi Modo, could just to a
So illustration, if a person who hasn't seen our ocean and tells another one, say that what ocean really is are huge, infinite piles of water in front, which looks black, almost black in color, and has lots of the most dreading animals, and that when you look out towards its edge, you can see nothing but water, and so on. That and has huge waves, and so on waves. So when you explain in such manner to a person, then through an ideation which he receives, that you are explaining the ocean directly to that person. Direct orientation.
Jana Kobe Nyansan to Rosam Done, Kushadan to Geniji in Rosam, Doji Shada Namado, Big Jasuchum Ria Yamari. That journey to the Ganeton Gurison, Chila Jasuchum, Bagasha Tikenge, Kura Ida Hado Madamaji, Tachon de Road, Langa de Regila Song, the Regila Ligre, Land Regi Yogur, Tong the Regila Road, Sajan the Regi Ligre, Trumba the Regi Ligre. Yani today Baruchi Jansuta Legres Langa de Abuja Lavna and Kondujagre. Not the Langa in the labor go to Ku, Jasumos Tungri. Juni de Juni de, by Juni Lusaki Ju, Belanga de Tenjavaza, Kutum. Most taking Galanga do some Tama Demba, Korazuda de Demba Inza, and Toya Yamari. Petty needed. Chunya most Demba, Juni Demba Petty.
So, then ideation, that through the ideation he receives the picture of the ocean, but he does not see the ocean itself, but the picture that which he received through the hearsay of the one who coached or one who told him about the ocean. Whereas the indirect way of presenting is that when he asks that how is the big ocean, that he does not tell anything about the ocean, but tells that you go on this road, you will find a valley, cross the river, that go on top of the hill, then get down to the bottom. You will see a few community, and then you take that road, then turn right, and then just go on, cross the river and cross the mountain, and when you get to the bottom, you will see a huge, gigantic site. So you will reach there. You just see, you will reach there. Then when he's guided on his tool, when you guide the map or guide his road to which leads to the ocean, then when he takes that guidelines and he reaches there and he sees it by himself. So this is the indirect orientation, so indirect introduction. So the first one, in first case, he receives a mental picture through the ideation. In the second case, he sees it for himself.
Double Haji, Jizumilla Rivakuno, Kedej Home Sodere, Conjizumilla Kuno Pedu, and Chole thing is a Chole unique and use, nothing is a Yavuyus, Yo, Shavu Juni, the Kazaji, thing is a Java Shadu, Shavu Marve, Chile, thing is a Jamdo Kachiri. She never Hatunga thing is a Chavich in Rodeo.
So for us, the later is much better. That which gives us the thorough introduction into the paths which leads to it in a right order. That is much better. And for instance, otherwise, that if somebody gives orientation in the most majestic way, the how the wisdom of bliss and void and this and that, they simultaneously generated bliss and void is like this and this and this. However hard one tries to explain, that does not help much. But giving the actual teaching of the how to get there in the right order, that helps better. For instance, one of the foremost or the best disciple of the Milarepa is the Gambopa or the Thagbulhaji. When he first arrived at the Milarepas as a student, that he is so advanced in the meditation, he said that what kind of qualification you have? The Milas Thagbulhaji or Gambopa answered that I could stay in a single session of the Samadhi for 40 days or 12 days. I think 40. That long, because of his accomplishment of the combining the both shamatha or the calm abiding and penetrative insights.
That's when you do the debate, Yabayori, Marasundu Sudiri. Jaza, and Melagati Sonri. And chatting is a teleda, Pachi Gogrichi or Pa in the Sacho, depend on Marisungori, Tayani. Maya Atom Dumu de Gunda. I generally see you go to your soon. Take Kolonga Chanel Hatung things about then, seems you go to your mari.
So then Miller's answer to that was that a small dough of the barley powder is far better than your concentration, because at least you can eat that dough. And he said that whereas the better than, but if you would, to practice the short of the two more short then you will gradually see the nature of the mind. So thus, for us, the indirect introduction is much better.
Today is a single Tonga Gonja, never Tibuj Goyori. The Raja Gonga Pento never in Marita. On the Canada, Junior Jordan, the Canada which never Tibuj Gongorissana, Lula Neto Nubegu, Neto Nega, you said the Gongoya Geshareva, Benabe, Nanto Zangesia. 나도 저게 배배게 셔리. 저 자우주는 나 요사데 주는 나 되샤는 나가 자누로 나면서 주되는 나서 동로도 뱅거 요마다.
So now in order to receive or reach that point or to be able to see that nature by oneself, then one needs to know the pith, the real essence of the pith, and one needs to know activate on the real pith, the real point that is most essential. It says, like for instance, the illustration is like to be able to prick on the spot where the pus has infested. That if we prick it on the right place where the pus is infesting, then we can draw all the fluid inside. Whereas if we keep pricking on the wrong places, that it will only give you pain, but won't relieve from the existing condition either. So now there are three analogy or the illustration that a butcher who knows the point of the life, and the lumberjack who knows about where to cut, and the conjurer, one who knows the skill about conjuration.
So where's
For instance, a butcher, that as he knows about which is the primary path or primary parts in one's body, the disturbing which causes the death, that he can kill any sides of the animal instantly, that he can just cut that channel or cut the artery or whatever, then he can kill. Whereas unskilled butcher, that he would torture the animal before he could take his life. He would beat and stab at wrong places and on several stabs and so on. So it takes not only time and effort, but torturing. So it takes So whereas the one who is tree expert, cutting the tree, one is expert in the cutting of the woods, then he knows about where to cut. For instance, in southern India somewhere, there's a kind of tree which keeps rooting all over, and wherever they cut, it does not help. It keeps rooting somewhere, and then it goes and goes, keep growing. So whereas the one who is an expert in the wood of the trees, then they found him and asked him for help. Then all he did was he nailed on looking in certain parts of the tree at the root trunk, and he nailed that trunk down, which draws water for the tree, and then that dried out that whole tree.
So
that if wood cut, it takes a lot of time and it doesn't work well. Whereas if one knows where to hit, then he got the right spot. He had 4 doors in the palace. So had a wheel with swords on all 4 gates, and nobody could enter because they keep turning. So a conjurer who knew that where to break it down just cut a small thread which keeps that functional. And when he broke that, then they all stopped, all those wheels stopped. So in the same manner, as unskilled yogi or yogini, that however hard one tries, being unskilled, then whatever recitations or practices one does, that one is unable to cut down the sunzing namdo, the conceptuals of the both subject and objects.
Today is that Nangaruti Shenguyori, Gunja, Nanga Machena, the Gaza Gunda, Kashi Nagat Magayo Marina, Kagema Shemagunde Kayori.
So we need to know the Nanga or the essential pith of the or essential points to be able to do a proper practice, without which it wouldn't help much. So there are some, that we tend to do the meditations without knowing which way we are heading.
That's very much Lam Drevu Sunje, Jikoed Nesuche, Lam Dreverimbache, Devungo Dreverimbasunje, Niba, Lam Dreverimba, Chunia Musutemba, the journey to Banije, Niba Chunia Moto, journey to Eche. That Chima de la, journey to Batella, Chimari Chaji, Chade Nambani, Nije, Maranzo Chade Chidane, Chade Lunsi, Oma Dugun Sunse, Oma Dunu Gumbata, Oma Dubata, Dunu Gumba Nije. Songs of the Nije. Gumba de la Long Lula Neve, Deodruva, Silla Neve, Tomba Druva, Nije, Gumba Devata, and Tomba Druva, Swatin is over. That's so much Devo, Yella, Duneton, Devo, Sanja Lutire, and Shash Riomare. So in a Luda, simply Nesu, the Jachambure, Jikoya Nesu, the Telejan Jachambo. Tasada Peshalun, Jonga Yusita Hensugine, Shirashirabe, Keva Kabure.
So path-wise, now as we said, for the path we need to adopt, that fell under 2, the indirect orientation and indirect orientation, right? So indirect orientation, that fell under 2, charter or without detachment, and then without detachment, so without attachment, or separation from attachment, and then that fell under 2, that is to collect the wind into the sandal sushma and then to meditate on it, and the meditating on it fell under 2, that is to actualize the bliss. So I think they will all follow later, please. Some really never.
Trasa Kishi Suya Kabuyum, Pechataya the Trasala Kabure, Ali Togu Gitunda Shira, and the Pesataya down to Sun, Jibari, and to Shira, Yomari, Yan so, Yan Togu, Ponoso, Pesha Yandro, Kabu Shirayo, Citizen Gishiloma Pesatabu.
So is the paths, right? About the path, that how hard it is, and harder is even to know about the base, how we wander about in the worldly existence. And even for those yeshis who study for the 10 to 15 years altogether, for them too to have all the questions answered is very difficult for these. It is a very extensive, most broad subject that one could, but also most important too. And the most yeshis, when they study, they study real hard. They're just more single-pointedly dedicated, and then only when they have to go out for, only when they have to go, unless they have to go out to be able to find something in order to live, and they would be in debts and so on, that then again trying to do something so that one could continue with one's studies. So they study for the years and years together to establish on those facts. And even for them, the subject becomes again a great subject of full of questions.
Dasala Ali Rilam Dan Tsem Rinpoche Tindele Losonji Tagre Tsema Kevare Tugumare. Then a Parisian Tadu long Jingaji Tagre, Passion Shell Keva Yungumare, Omanade Logis Tagre, Oma Yuzo Tugumare. Then in Zo Tavagon, Zo the Hajang Jachambu, Zo Losons the Tagre. Dolo Jizanga Tuze, Naman Hasuta, Shimadova the Tagre, Shingi Yaga Sukiti, Kangalo Yawshingri, Mishing Kangadida Shondure, and Teja Tani Gishi Mijira Sona, Jenny and Hantagore. And then can't touch it a cover, and Yami Yamiche, Yanesere, Machevache, Kadibukuraje, Yamato de Manguyore.
So now when the study, when the study begins, they begin the study with the study of the pramana or the riglam, the logic. They try to study the logic, and that 2, 3, or 4 years, and they don't get very far in the studies, and then start about the present paramitayana studies. 4 or 5 years, they don't get far very much, because to be able to understand all within that short period of time becomes almost impossible. And then they study the madhyamika after that, which is at least 4 years, for 4 years, but they can't complete even the major texts of the madhyamika, and they are unable to, they won't be able to complete madhyamika studies during those 4 years. Then they follow the study on the Abhidhamma Kosha, which is very extensive. They try to study at least 3 years, and Kosha, that is extremely extensive. And after that, they follow the study of the Vinaya for some 5 or 6 or even 7 years, and that's still that they have several questions in their mind which they have to study. And after doing all those studies, and those who know, they know fairly well or really well, and some yeshis, after having gone all those periods of study and training, still that they have their slight on lots of questions and problems, and it gets real tough. And of course, all the tantric studies are still way ahead of them. They haven't even touched this tantra as subject yet. And since the tantra and all these things get tough, so some students, they just pass time distracted, and then they get into tanning a little bit too, because it's getting so tough and understanding does not get closer very much, so they take it easy for a while as well. and some just get a little talkative too and talk around a little bit. But those who are industrious, then the more they study, the more they find that they need to know more. So now all those things, now table of contents, we're trying to count down and so on. So that I did those in brief, so that our teaching is complete, that transmission, and so that we don't miss any.
Oh yeah.